Awesome, here, what can I do for you?
Michael, how's it going? Yes, I can have those numbers on your desk. I'm actually just printing them off right now. Alright, thank you, Mr. Scott. Bye.
Hey guys, just a quick little announcement before this episode starts. I will be going to GP Toronto February 8th through to the 10th, and if you're interested in grabbing one of these t-shirts right here, haha, Pauper Ponderings t-shirts, send me an email at this link right there, pauperponderings@gmail.com. I'd be happy to bring you one. If you want one for the tournament, I'll bring it. It'll be $20. So $20 flat. Straight up, no problem. I'll be bringing one for you. Make sure you tell me the size. Again, at this email right here, pauperponderings@gmail.com. If you want to come say hi or anything like that, feel free. I'll be wearing one of these sweet shirts at the GP. So it should be easy to find, hanging out at the Fusion Gaming booth. Anyways, let's get into this week's episode of Pauper Ponderings, where I'm playing some Pirates Booty. Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Pauper Ponderings. Again, my name is Austin, and this week, you guys voted, and I'm going to be playing Pirates. So again, kind of like last week, it's hard to find a reason to put common pirates together, but I think we've done a pretty good job here. So this deck is not only, I guess, kind of constructed worthy, but it's also, I want to say, fairly thematic, if you want to say that. So let's get right into it. We have, starting out with our pirates, we have 4 copies of Grasping Scoundrels. So it's 1 black for a 1/1, and when it attacks, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn. Very rarely do you see kind of 2 1s for 1 in common. So pretty powerful little 1-drop here. He's going to do a really good job, especially with a Pirate's Cutlass on him. Next up, we have Desperate Castaways. It's 1 and a black for a 2/3, which is a really good rate at common. And he can't attack unless you control an artifact. So that's kind of going to where this deck wants to be. Next up, we have 4 copies of Kitesail Corsair. It's 1 and a blue for a 2/1, and it has flying as long as it's attacking. So it's going to be, pretty good. It's going to be, again, holds a Pirate's Cutlass very, very well. Next up, in terms of pirates, we have 4 copies of Sailor of Means. It's 2 and a blue for a 1/4, and when he enters the battlefield, you create a treasure. So that's kind of what this deck is going for. As you can see, it's named Pirates Booty. Next up, we have 2 copies of Dire Fleet Hoarder. It's 1 and a black for a 2/1, and when it dies, you create a treasure token. Next, we have Prosperous Pirates, just 1 copy, 4 and a blue for a 3/4, and you make 2 treasures when he comes into play. So just looking to get a bunch of just random artifacts into play. We also have 2 copies of Drownyard Explorers. It's 3 and a blue for a 2/4, and when he enters the battlefield, you investigate. So kind of the same, but a little more late game punch, essentially. So moving on to, I guess, kind of the tools that these pirates use, we have 4 copies of Renegade Freighter. So this is 3 mana for a 4/3, and when it attacks, it gets +1/+1. So it's kind of like the pirate ship. There weren't any common vehicles in Ixalan or Rivals of Ixalan, so unfortunately this is the best we're going to do. We have to kind of imagine that this is a ship, I guess. Next we have 4 copies of Pirate's Cutlass. So you know what this card does, 3 mana for an equipment, and when it comes into play you can equip it to target pirate. So pretty much what we're trying to do in this deck is play Kitesail Corsair on turn 2, play a Pirate's Cutlass on turn 3, and essentially attack for 4 in the air on turn 3, which by most definitions is pretty good in Pauper. So how do we get there? How do we kind of get our train rolling? Well, you saw we were creating a bunch of different artifacts. We have some guys that care about artifacts. Well, that's where our payoffs come in. So we have 4 copies of Bastion Inventor. It's 5 and a blue for a 4/4 hexproof, but it has improvise. So if we get a bunch of treasures or clues into play, we can use those along with the Pirate's Cutlass to cast Bastion Inventor for sometimes, 4, 3, 2 mana. And a 3 mana 4/4 hexproof is quite powerful. Along with that same kind of theme, we have 2 copies of Gearseeker Serpent. It's 5 blue for a 5/6. And he costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control. So this card most of the time is going to cost 3 or 4 mana for a 5/6, and then you can dump a bunch of mana into him and make him unblockable. So quite some quite powerful payoffs. If you want to think of it, the Bastion Inventor is kind of like, I guess, their wizard type kind of guy, and the Gearseeker Serpent is the serpent they catch, even though it looks like the serpent is catching the boat in the picture. So moving along with kind of our utility spells, we have 2 copies of Depths of Desire. It's 2 and a blue and returns our creature to its owner's hand, but it also is going to make a treasure for us. So while this card looks kind of suboptimal, and I agree it is, the fact that it makes a treasure is actually huge, because we're going to be able to kind of power out our late game bombs with this early tempo spell. And this deck at the whole is kind of a tempo deck. We're trying to play some cheap creatures and then play some big creatures kind of quickly, and then finish them off as fast as possible. Now we also have 2 copies of Metallic Rebuke. It's 2 and a blue, and then it's Improvise, and it's counter target spell unless its control plays 3. So in this deck, most of the time it's going to be 1 blue for a mana leak, which I thought was a little bit more powerful than counter spell, especially when we're playing, you know, some black sources. Finally, we have 1 copy of March of the Drowned. So it's 1 black sorcery, and you can essentially return 2 target pirates from your graveyard to your hand. But if we need to return like a Gearseeker Serpent or a Bastion Inventor, it allows you to do that. So I'm pretty excited about this deck. I have a decent amount of faith in it. I want to say it's a little bit weaker than the Vampire deck we played last week, but I still think it has some legs. Moving over to the sideboard really quickly, we have 2 copies of Duress. Or sorry, 3 copies of Duress. 3 copies of Chainer's Edict for any sort of Boggles deck that we play against, or any sort of mid-range creature deck. We have 4 copies of Choking Sands because we're very bad against Tron. 2 copies of Hydroblast, and then 3 copies of Relic of Progenitus. So I'm pretty happy with how this deck turned out. Again, if you want to vote on my next week's deck, it's either going to be Merfolk or Dinosaurs. That'll be in the main article, so check that out. The link is right here. Check that out. You can vote on next week's deck, either Merfolk or Dinosaurs. Alright guys, so let's get going with round number 1. Alright guys, so we're here for round number 1. We won the die roll, and this hand is actually fairly decent. We have turn 1 Grasping Scoundrel into turn 2, probably just Dismal Backwater, another Grasping Scoundrel, into a Pirate's Cutlass. So yeah, I'm going to keep playing against K. Solberg. Possibly mulligan down to 6 cards. Actually, I like this hand a lot, actually. I think it's pretty decent. Out comes a Grasping Scoundrel. Got the stack over here this time. We are moving up in the world. So what are we playing against here? Jungle Hollow. So he might be some sort of Tortured Existence deck, which I'm probably okay with. Another Metallic Rebuke seems pretty good. Play out another Grasping Scoundrel. And attack. And pass the turn. So next turn we either can hold up Metallic Rebuke or cast Pirate's Cutlass. And then attack for 7. Okay, so we're playing against the... it's definitely not the best for us, but... this Fume Spitter is going to be pretty good against us. Unfortunately. There's a Dismal Backwater. So I think what I'm going to do is actually play the Pirate's Cutlass, because, yeah, I think this makes the most sense here. So I'm going to try for Pirate's Cutlass and see what happens. So he's going to kill the one that I target, but it's not the worst thing ever, because I'm still going to attack the other one into his Mortician Beetle. Oh, it becomes a 2/2, but I don't think he's going to trade, so... so I don't think he trades here. I think his Mortician Beetle is a little bit too important. Yeah, so... like I said, there was almost no chance that he blocked there. Jungle Hollow puts him back up to 18. Another Fume Spitter. That's not good. That's pretty much the worst. We have to hope he, like, uses the Fume Spitter now, which he does not. Seat of the Synod. So I think my turn now is I'm going to make him use the Fume Spitter and then hold up Metallic Rebuke. Yeah, that's pretty rough either way, but this essentially allows me to do the most stuff because I get to hold up the Rebuke now. And hopefully stop what he does on his turn. We need to now draw, you know, we have Pirate's Cutlass, so all of our pirates are pretty much good draws at this point. We are going to start taking a bunch of damage from this Mortician Beetle, though. Gets in there for 3. Puts us to 16. What does he have now? Nothing. Okay. We would like a threat. That is not a threat. We kind of messed up there. We probably should have played the island. It would have allowed us to double Metallic Rebuke. So that might bite us in the behind here. But we will continue to take 3 from this Mortician Beetle. We need to replace something. Unfortunately, triple Fume Spitter is going to be really good against us no matter what we do. So I'm going to cycle this Ash Barrens, get an island, and play the island, and pass the turn. Yeah, wow, Fume Spitter just wrecks us. In for 4. Yep. Down to 10. Still refuses to play anything. Another Pirate's Cutlass. It allows us to keep up double Rebuke still, so I am going to play it. And then ship the turn. Secure Tribe Elder. We could use 2 Rebukes on it, but I don't think that's worth it at this point. His hand is just probably a bunch of removal spells. It's looking pretty bad for us. This Fume Spitter turns off a lot of our deck. We need to draw like Sailor of Means, Prosperous Pirates, something like that. So he has blue now. We are at 5-2, which is pretty rough. We need to not draw land. Bastion Inventor is quite good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can hold up Metallic Rebuke. Oh, no. That was a pretty good draw. So we can bank on him not having enough removal, so I'm actually going to equip here. Because his instant speed removal wouldn't be able to destroy the Bastion Inventor anyways. And if he has Chainer's Edict, we couldn't really do anything about that, so. And he has Chainer's Edict. So kind of what we figured he had. Unfortunate. Okay, well. What do we have in the sideboard here? I think I maybe want, like... The Chainer's Edicts are so bad. I actually don't know if I want anything. I think I'm just going to submit like this. This might be just a really bad matchup. Alright, so we're back here for game number 2. I would like to play first. This hand is close, but we can't keep it. I have to mulligan. This hand is fine. We have Desperate Castaways into Renegade Freighter if we draw a land, so I will keep. Put that on the bottom. That doesn't really matter, though. because we're going to cycle Ash Barrens either way. That's the really cool thing about Seed of the Synod and Vault of Whispers. The fact that their artifacts mean the Desperate Castaways is pretty much a 1 black 2/3 with no downside. Yeah, Mortician Beetle is quite good. Land cycle this. Go and get a swamp. Alright, so we have Renegade Freighter on 3. We also have Depths of Desire, which is going to be good against this Mortician Beetle. So I think that Desperate Castaway is actually quite decent against him. Kind of an on-bow that Sailor means can't crew Renegade Freighter. There's that combo that he has. So no attacks. There's another Desperate Castaways. So, what do I do here? I think I want to go Sailor of Means. Then next turn, if I draw land, I can go Renegade Freighter plus Desperate Castaways. Just kind of set up the ground here. I can't attack because Fume Spitter makes the Desperate Castaways a 1/2 and the Mortician Beetle be a 2/2. But I can actually set up a Depths of Desire. That actually might be better. Okay, we're going to do that. I'm going to attack. If he sacks the Fume Spitter, I'm going to Depths of Desire his Mortician Beetle. Okay, so that didn't happen. So that's pretty good for us then. And I want to play a Sailor of Means. This is the most mana efficient play, I think. Make a treasure and pass the turn. This will close that. It's kind of ugly to look at. Alright, so what is my opponent going to do? Chainer's Edict. Well, I think I'm going to sacrifice the Sailor of Means. Desperate Castaways being a 2/3 is much more important. Mortician Beetle becomes a 2/2. Is he going to Fume Spitter now? I would definitely be I would be okay with him Fume Spittering now. The fact that Depths of Desire resets the Mortician Beetle is pretty good for us. So he goes in for attacks. Yeah, pretty easy. Just attacks for 3. Like so. Doesn't have a third land, I guess? Oh no, he has Simic Growth Chamber, so that's going to bounce probably the Swampy out. It's kind of what we figured. So we'll untap, take a draw. Metallic Rebuke is interesting. So what does that let us do? Not a whole lot. So I'm going to attack with Desperate Castaways. Put him to 17. So what can we do? We can play we can hold up Depths of Desire. We can play another Desperate Castaways, or we can play Renegade Freighter. I actually think Renegade Freighter is maybe the best. I think I'm just going to play the Renegade Freighter. It allows us to do probably 2 things next turn that we want to do, like play Guy, keep up, bounce, or counterspell. It's too bad we didn't draw land, because the Rebuke on this turn would be huge, but I just think doing nothing is a little bit too bad. He also has Diabolic Edict. Okay. Well, well. The nice thing is we're going to have Metallic Rebuke up next turn for sure. We are taking 4 here down to 13. And if we draw a land, we get to go Desperate Castaways, Crew Freighter, attack for 5, puts them to 12. And still keep up Metallic Rebuke. Desperate Castaways. Interesting, interesting. I think I play it, and I just hold up the Metallic Rebuke. There's a chance he sacks Fume Spitter. This land situation has kind of hampered us a little bit. But he's kind of hasn't drawn very many lands either. We're getting close to where we want to just Depths of Desire the Mortician Beetle. So he's going to do it now. Okay. So we're most likely just going to take 5 on our turn. Which I'm kind of okay with. We would really like to draw a land. Worst case scenario, next turn we can Depths of Desires plus play Desperate Castaways. Which I think is looking more and more like our plan. Crypt Rats, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's 2 lands away from destroying our graveyard. Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're definitely going to Depths of Desire the Mortician Beetle. We're going to attack for 5. Sack and sack. Gonna crew and get in for 5. We actually might want to get in for 6 here. Probably not, because then if he plays a land, we're dead. Okay, yeah, no, good idea. Get in for 5. Puts him to 12. Yep. And pass the turn. So you can currently Crypt Rats for 6. Thorn falls back up to 13, sure. We're definitely going to need to draw some lands. This Metallic Rebuke is not very good anymore, so no Mortician Beetle. So it looks like he's just going for a big Crypt Rats. There's a seat at the Synod. So we're just not going to let our Renegade Freighter die. Instead, 1, 2, 3. Oh. So he's using Crypt Rats now. For 3. I think that's fine. So now we're just going to play Drownyard Explorers. Lets us explore as well, which is pretty nice. We have Renegade Freighter. This worked out better for us than I had hoped. What does he have here? Some sort of removal spell? Ooh. Does that mean we're dead? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Currently not, but if he has a land, we're dead. Oh, wait. He didn't return Crypt Rats. What did he return? Oh, he returned Secure Tribe Elder. And what is this? Chainer's Edict with... I will take that as well. I'm not quite sure why he didn't return Crypt Rats. We were very close to being dead. Okay. March of the Drowned was a decent draw. Turn target creature from your graveyard. Return 2 target pirates. Return Desperate Castaways and Desperate Castaways. I'll pay a black. Unfortunately, only having one black, so we're going to try to get lucky here and draw a swamp. Not a swamp. Okay. I don't think it makes much sense to keep up Metallic Rebuke at this point because he's not going to counter anything anyways. So, it's Mortician Beetle. Yeah. Another Mortician Beetle. And a Brindleboar. Okay. Well. That's certainly not great for us. Pirate's Cutlass is also not fantastic. So we're going to play out Desperate Castaways. Unfortunately, we cannot play the other one. So we'll have to just ship the turn. So he's going to get back this and this. No, we're just dead if he gets back the Crypt Rats. So we're pretty much... So he gets the Grim Harvest back on his turn. If he has a land, we're dead, which I think he does. Fairly certain he has a land here. Or he's just going to keep doing nonsense. I guess that also works for me. This is a lot of nonsense. Alright, well, we are pretty much dead here. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll go back for round number 2. Hopefully, we don't run into what seems to be a really bad matchup for us. Alright, so here for round number 2. Playing some Pirates booty. This hand is okay. I'm going to keep on the draw, which is not fantastic, but we'll see. Swiftwater Cliffs. Maybe like Delver or something. We're going to play out Grasping Scoundrel. And ship the turn. Hopefully we're not playing against like Kiln Fiend or anything. Ooh, Magma Spray. Okay. This thing costs 5, so we're not quite there yet. We do need to draw something that does something. Oh, we're playing against Tron. Yuck. Well, still nothing to play. Unfortunately. This will be a think twice. Yep. Draw a card. Another Urza's Tower is nice for us. Alright, so... Man, even Exiles too. Can't even get it back with March of the Drowned. Alright, so we draw another non-land spell. I think I'm just going to concede this game. We are going to go to game 2, and hopefully we get a little bit luckier on drawing the lands. So we get some Choking Sands in the deck. Maybe some Duresses. We don't want the Depths of Desire. Prosperous Pirates a little bit too slow. We can cut one of these Bastion Inventors. Cut a Pirate's Cutlass, a Renegade Freighter. March of the Drowned. A little bit too slow. Sweet. Alright, I would like to play first. This hand is not great, but it's fine. I'll keep. Alright, play Island and ship the turn. So hopefully if we can draw a land, we have... Oh. Well, I obviously F6'd and then tried to not F6, so we are stuck with Kitesail Corsair and no swamp. So we're going to get real lucky now. Hopefully he doesn't have a removal spell. Lame. That is lame. Alright, well, there's the land. It wouldn't have been very good on our turn anyways. I'm just going to go ahead and pass. Urza's mine, sure. Back there's a Vault of Whispers. So I'm going to play the... I think the Scoundrels into the Pirate's Cutlass here. Or we just get excluded, sure. Let's try Pirate's Cutlass and pass the turn. Well, we're in pretty rough shape here. Vault of Whispers. So now we can play Bastion Inventor. I think that's probably better. We gotta try to do something. Hopefully this doesn't get countered. It doesn't. Okay, sweet. This card should be pretty decent against him. I want to hope anyways, like... Ooh, that's cool. New Divination, sure. I'm going to go ahead and say he probably doesn't have very many ways to deal with Bastion Inventor. Direfleet Hoarder is pretty decent. Equip there, and I'm going to get in for a big ol' 6. So this is kind of what we want to be doing. He's the honorary pirate. And then we'll play out Direfleet Hoarder and pass. So we have to kind of dodge him having anything again. Invoked Muldrifter I will 100% take in this situation. I've currently got him on a 2-turn clock. So I'm not going to be too upset. Maybe he just doesn't have... So we get a land out of that. And it's currently... It's the discard a card, which is nice. Metallic Rebuke is pretty good here as well. We actually get to hold it up after we're playing Drownyard Explorers as well. So that's quite good. So we'll get in there for 6. Put him down to 9. Play Drownyard Explorer. Make a clue and get to hold up Metallic Rebuke. Still doesn't have Tron, which means Metallic Rebuke is pretty much going to counter everything he plays. Fortunately, we don't have lethal, though, which is kind of sad. If we draw another Pirate's Cutlass, we have lethal. Prophetic Prism will resolve. Draws a card up to 7. Flame Slash. Now, do I want to counter that or not? Currently doesn't change the clock, so I'm actually not going to counter it. And if I draw Pirate's Cutlass, he's dead as well, so. See, now we counter that. I'm not sure why he's playing Devour Flesh over Chainer's Edict either. Seems kind of strange. Let's get to untap. Our deck has looked quite good in this game. Oh, that's almost lethal. Get in for 6. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. I think I just want a Choking Sands, the Urza's Mine here. Instead of playing Drownyard Explorers. We might end up getting just hosed if he has another sack spell, but he does too. Alright, well, maybe that just lost us the game. I don't know. But, like, he has so much mana. Like, he has so much mana if... So we get to jam out a bunch of pirates here, which is pretty sweet. So jam this one out there. And we'll jam... Probably the Explorer. Get another clue as well. Essence Scatter, okay. So not having Tron is still good for us. He has to use the Pirate Spell Bomb to kill Grasping Scoundrel. So he just plays Muldrifter, hoping to draw the land to Pirate Spell Bomb. We took all of our creature removal out, so I mean, I guess this makes sense. It's unfortunate for us, but he does have to chump block, and we get to play Kitesail Corsair. Hopefully he doesn't just draw land. That was good for us. Definitely decent. Another island is not great, but there's the breaks. Oh, I thought it was +3/+2. This is way worse. Maybe I just don't attack then. It feels bad, but I actually don't think I can attack. We kind of have to hope he has nothing now. He still doesn't have Tron, which is good. I feel like I missed the point, and you guys are going to call me an idiot in the comments. I don't think I did, but there's definitely a chance I did. Our deck looked really good this game, too. Like, we were able to Metallic Rebuke for 1 mana. Had a bunch of guys in play. He just, like, had a bunch of removal spells, unfortunately. But that's just what this deck does, so. So, what is this? Oh, I hate that card. I hate that card so much. Oh, man. Oh, that sucks big time. So now we pretty much can't win the game anymore. Unfortunately. That is pretty much lights out. I mean, I guess we'll duress him. It doesn't really matter. Depending on what's in his hand, like, that'll probably give us information of whether or not we want to scoop. Oh, yeah, Rolling Thunder. This game is just miles over. All right, well, we put up a good fight. I probably missed a point there, but the deck definitely did its thing that game, which is pretty cool. Anyways, I'll be back for round 3. Hopefully we can steal one with Pirates Booty. All right, guys, we're back here for round number 3, trying to get a win with Pirates Booty, trying to match our record from last week. I have to mulligan this hand, though. This hand doesn't look very good either. I think I have to mulligan this. Whoa, no. All right, we'll keep that one. Put that on the bottom. On 4. Not liking our chances, but that's all right. What are we up against here? Probably Burn, if I had to guess. Well, that's why we have Dismal Backwater. Joke's on him. I like these lands. I love these Amonkhet lands. Very, very nice. Ooh, it's probably like Delver, if I had to guess. Yeah, this looks like Blue-Red Delver. I guess with not Snowlands, though. You got Lightning Bolt. That is not good for us. I'll just play another Dismal Backwater and pass. Knock an F6 on his turn. We're going to make sure to Ash Barrens. Alright. So. Comes in for 1. We go down to 21. Cycle Ash Barrens. He's probably like, oh, we're playing against some blue-black control deck. Little does he know what we have in store for him. Another Ash Barrens. Alright, we'll just run out the Renegade Freighter. Hopefully he doesn't have a counterspell, because we're pretty much on nothing if he does. Okay, it resolves. We'll pass the turn. We're going to need to draw some guys pretty quick. The problem here is that he has Lightning Bolt, which deals with the Renegade Freighter quite good. Or quite well. That sounded terrible. Quite good. I apologize. Brainstorm, bad art. That's okay, though. Ponder. Look at all this. Man, he's just doing such busted stuff. We're playing Islands. We're just not... Look at the difference. So he's playing Ponder. We're playing Depths of Desire. Look at... Oh, magic cards are excellent sometimes. Okay, what do we need here? Another Ash Barrens. Alright. Give that the old basic land cycle. Got a swamp. Play that swamp and ship the turn. So he has double the cards in hand. Alright. Alright. Another Augur of Bolus? No, he has a Kiln Fiend. Okay, well that probably means we're pretty dead pretty soon. So that's good. Another Renegade Freighter. I definitely like that. Yeah, I'm just going to pass. Here, I can't play Renegade Freighter and also leave up Depths of Desire, so... Hopefully he just goes all in on this Kiln Fiend and doesn't have anything. Ponder, sure. Like, who are we kidding? He probably has counterspell for it, but you know what? A man can dream. A man can definitely dream. Our pirates just want to get in their train. No, he's gonna see the Depths of Desire. He knows not to go for it now. Be afraid. Be very afraid. He's probably like, what is this card? He's playing Band... Alright, so let's do a little trivia here while we get killed. Band of Modern. Band of Modern. Possibly should be banned in Legacy. Decent limited common. Medium to low medium common. Alright, we got Band of Modern. Here it is, Band of Modern, no problem. Best land? Okay. Alright, so we have like $8 common here. So it's more expensive than any of the cards he's played. I think he's, oh wow. So what he's telling us right now is that he's not afraid of our Depths of Desire. Maybe he thinks it's a sorcery. Maybe. There's a chance he thinks it's a sorcery. Alright, so. What are the chances we're dead here? Let's see. We even get a treasure off of this? If it's a Spell Pierce, I'm paying. No Stubborn Denials in this format. Apostle's Blessing. Alright, we are dead. Okay. So, we want Hydroblast, and we want Duress, and we want Chainer's Edict. We don't want Prosperous Pirates, because we never do. Probably don't want March of the Drowned. It's probably a little too slow. We can probably cut the Direfleet Hoarder. Probably cut one Pirate's Cutlass. We can cut a Sailor of Means. Depths of Desire, probably okay. You can cut 2 Renegade Freighters. Alright. Let's get it going. Pirates booty. I mean, I guess I want to say this is the captain because it's like not really the captain. He's like the... I wanted to say he's like Merlin, but pirates don't have... They don't have like Merlins. That would be like if this was a King Arthur themed deck. I would like to play first though. Okay, I'm going to keep this hand. It's not fantastic, but I guess it's something. play Island and ship the turn. So I like that we have Pyroblast. We have a guy. The guy doesn't crew Renegade Freighter, which kind of is not very good, but I mean, what are you going to do? Ponder, okay. It's a good one. You know, I recently found out this is the most played card in Pauper according to MTG Goldfish, which really blows my mind. Which is, yeah, I just think it's quite funny. Alright, so what's he doing with the Ponder? Should we even look? Not to shuffle. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and basic land cycling this. Get a swamp. We're doing stuff, you know? He's doing stuff, we're doing stuff. This is a fair game. You could even argue this is like a more than fair game, I think. Maybe he just doesn't have a second land. Oh, he does. Okay. Never lucky. Preordain, another banned card at Modern. So, in terms of banned to not banned, he has 2 banned cards in Modern. We have 1. Okay, so I think I'm okay with that. He probably has 12 banned Modern cards. We have 8 banned Modern cards, so. We also have, you know, a Legacy staple. I'm going to go ahead and cycle this one. And cycle this one. Ash Barrens is, like, all jokes aside, Ash Barrens is quite a good card. I'm very happy that it's been added to the Pauper card pool. Dismal Backwater was certainly not what we wanted to draw there. I guess we just play an island and probably just run out the Renegade Freighter on the hopes that we draw a 2-drop next turn so we can play Sailor of Means plus 2-drop Crew Renegade Freighter. It's probably our play. 3 mana for a Nivik Cyclops. Kind of saw that one coming. Alright. Just don't really want to waste the treasures, so I'm going to run out Sailor of Means and then Hydroblast the Nivik Cyclops. I think it's like too risky to let the Cyclops just sit there. He could just have Apostle's Blessing and we could just be dead, so. And we cannot crew the Renegade Freighter, so it is sad. We're hoping that he doesn't have another guy, because our 3 lands are not looking. We do have a banned Modern card in our hand, though. Very important. Is this Kiln Fiend? That's not good for us. At least he's using the right Kiln Fiend, though. So. Okay, Grasping Scoundrel is a decent one. So we're going to do pretty much the only play we can make, which is play Grasping Scoundrel, crew up the Renegade Freighter, and attack for 5. Ba-bum. Now we're kind of doing stuff here. In with the Renegade Freighter, it gets +1/+1, so we attack for 5. And we're just going to hold our... I guess he didn't play a 4th land, which is quite bad for us, because that means his hand is just full of spells. But he doesn't know. We have 2 cards and 4 mana. We could be doing a lot of stuff over here. A lot of stuff. Damn, abandoned Modern cards. You can see that we have a abandoned Modern card, though, so, I mean, that's good. He's probably scared. We're at 21, so he needs to get his guy bigger than 4 power to kill us. 2 blue. Oh. No blue. 1 blue. Preordain. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and F6 now that he's Gitaxian probed us. I could sack this treasure, I guess. It's only a 7-2. I still like our chances. What do you do with that Preordain? Bottom. Look at that. We might get out of this turn. Gush is not good. I will say that. Gush probably means we're dead. So blue floating. You know, I'd like to see them play this deck. Oh, he already knows my hand. I don't know why he's playing that. I'd like to see them to play this deck on not easy mode. You know, easy mode is Team or Battle Rage. Get that nonsense out of here. That makes it way too easy. That's like playing, like Storm in Vintage or whatever with what is it? More than one win condition. Or you know the good example of that is the like blue-white control decks from what was it? It was like Theros and like Return to Ravnica or whatever, and they played like some amount of Elspeths or what's the other one? It's Aetherlink. They played like Aetherlink or Elspeth, and you know the real guys they just played it with the Elixir Mortalities, but we lost there, guys. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll be back with the conclusion of Pirates Booty in just a little bit. We weren't able to get there 0-3, unfortunately. We ran into some tough matchups, but I'll be right back, guys. Thanks for. Well, guys, unfortunately. Pirates didn't do too well for us today. We ran into some pretty legit decks, like Blue-Red Tron is quite a good deck, or it's what we call Morassatron, and then Blue-Red, is it Blitz? Or that was a little redundant, but you get the point. Those decks were just pretty good. We didn't have a good enough clock. We didn't have a fast or a ways to interact with them too well. We probably could have got there in Game 2 against Tron, but I think I made a mistake. Obviously, I'm going to go back and watch it. You guys should go back and watch it. But, yeah, in terms of what worked, though, Bastion Inventor is a very good card. The game that we were close to winning was because Bastion Inventor was so powerful. The having hexproof in this format of, you know, removal spells upon removal spells upon removal spells is quite decent. We kind of ran into the problem of him having, you know, edicts, like Chainer's Edict and Diabolic Edict, but I think in the same vein, building a deck around, you know, Bastion Inventor and maybe some sort of blue-red improvised deck is definitely not out of the question, and I think this card, moving forward, is something to definitely be explored. As for the Pirates, the Grasping Scoundrels were okay. We saw against that black-green deck. I think that we actually would have been okay, but they randomly had the Fume Spitter with the Mortician Beetle combo, and that was just a little bit too much for those cards to handle. The Renegade Freighter was fine when we played it. The Pirates Cutlass was okay, a little bit underpowered. The unfortunate part with Pauper is that format is just so powerful, and we're kind of playing like a limited deck with a little bit extra synergy thrown in. Our sideboard looks very good. Our sideboard has a lot of just, you know, greatest hits of Pauper, but the main deck, unfortunately, we're just a little bit too slow. Like, I like Prosperous Pirates. Like, it's in the deck because it makes artifacts, but it's just so bad when you compare it to something. We were making fun of ourselves in round 3 there, where we were comparing our cards to our opponent's cards, and, you know, he's playing Ponder, Preordain, Gitaxian Probe, and we're playing Depths of Desire, and it's just a little unfortunate, but I think this deck was sweet. Probably not as sweet as last week's deck, but again, if you'd like to vote on whether I should play Dinosaurs or Merfolk next week, make sure you do that. And also, another quick thing, I want to actually get into playing some of the better decks from Pauper Ponderings. So, if you have any suggestions on either really powerful, off-the-wall decks in Pauper, send me them to this email here, pauperponderings@gmail.com, or if you would like to see me revamp some of the decks that I've done really well with in past episodes, so like things that come to mind are the Dimir Longbow deck I 3-0'd with, Greedy Jund I 3-0'd with, maybe even the Zubaras deck. That deck's quite powerful, you know, Goblin Storm, some of the more powerful decks that I've played. If you want me to see me try to tune those and really try to go for it, I want to get into possibly a series after these 4 videos where I kind of play some of the more powerful Pauper Ponderings decks and possibly even set up like some sort of tournament. So keep that in mind and try to find kind of the best Pauper Pondering deck ever. So if you have any suggestions, send them to the email down below there. But thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next week at and then I will see you, if any of you are going to GB Toronto, I will see you there as well. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week.